Good afternoon, dear students. Today's class we will discuss about uh, alkali and alkaline earth metals. New topic, new unit, unit 5. Name of that unit alkali and alkaline earth metals. Alkali and alkaline earth metals are generally known as S block elements. In this unit, we are going to cover the alkali and alkaline earth metal general characters and uses of this two metals, two type of metals, and also some compounds of alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. Generally, alkali metals are known as S block elements. S block elements. So, in the modern periodic table, you can take the first two group of that modern periodic table. They are generally known as S block elements. So, first group and second group elements are S block elements. In this modern periodic table, first group elements are known as alkali metals. First group elements are alkali metal. Second group elements are known as alkaline earth metals. So what are the alkali metals we have in the modern periodic table? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. It is in the first S are the alkali metals. In the second group or alkaline earth metals group, it contain beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Okay. The word alkali is derived from the word alquali. Alquali. Meaning of this alquali is plant ashes. So it is originated from the word alquali. Its meaning plant ashes. So the water extract of burned plant ashes are called, generally it is potash, contain the name of that compound is potassium carbonate. Burn plant ashes are mixed with the water and boiled, then the filtrate of that solution is burned plant ashes extract, water extract. Okay, so they call potash and it's also contain potassium carbonate. In the alkali metals, we have one of the element is potassium. So what are the list of elements in the alkali metals? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. These all metals are generally soft metals and high reactive. Soft and highly reactive metals. They can form oxide, hydroxide, and they have form oxides and hydroxides. They are generally basic in nature. Basic nature compound. These alkali metals are generally soft and highly reactive compound. They found in the nature with other compounds. So we can get that, or we can found it with association of other metals. So that we found this alkali metals as ore. All the elements in the alkali metals are naturally found compound or naturally occurring compound except francium. Francium is radioactive elements. It is an radioactive element. Active element, and it is not occur in nature, but we can prepare this in the laboratory. They are francium is a high radioactive compound and its long-lived isotope. Their half-life is only 21 minutes. So the half-life is only 21 minutes. As you know that already, alkali metals are generally associated with the other elements, and it is extracted or it is found from the earth crust as a ore. So lithium element, first alkali metals. In the earth crust, it is present 0.018 percentage, and the relative abundance only 35. And the mineral sources are spodumene. Next alkali metal is sodium. So sodium is present in our earth crust 2.27 percentage, relative abundance 7, and the mineral sources is rock salt, and the name of that rock salt sodium. So sodium is combined with the chlorine and we got the mineral is rock salt. From that rock salt we extracted or we get it sodium. Then the next element is potassium. It is present in our earth crust 1.84 percentage, relative abundance 8, and mineral source is silivate. That means combination of potassium and chlorine. So from the earth crust we obtain this potassium or silivate, potassium chloride or silivate. From that you can extract the potassium. And rubidium. Rubidium is extracted from the earth crust as in the point at the percentage 0.0078 percentage, and cesium is extracted from the earth crust in the percentage 0.00026 percentage. So the relative abundance is 46. So it is not existing as any ore or the mineral like, but we can get it from the product of lithium processing. In alkali metals, electronic configuration is same. General electronic configuration for this alkali metal is NS1. It's denoting only one one electron is present in the outermost orbital or the valence shell. It present only one electron, and N is denoting that it is a period number, and S is the orbital. 1 is number of electrons. So the general electronic configuration for the alkali metal is NS1, and electronic configuration for alkali metal lithium, their atomic number 3, and the outermost electronic configuration is 2s1. Next one is sodium. What is the atomic number? 11. Then potassium. What is the atomic number? 19. Then rubidium. What is the atomic number? 37. And cesium. What is the atomic number? 55. Francium. Atomic number is 87. So write the electronic configuration. This is noble gas electronic configuration, neon 10. Okay, neon 10. So the remaining 3s1. Next one, potassium, argon is 18 and remaining 4s1. Then rubidium, krypton is 36, the remaining 5s1, 1 electron. Then cesium, xenon 54, the remaining 1 electron filled in the next orbital 6s. then francium, radon 86. This is 7s1. This radon 86, and the remaining 1 electron is filled in the next orbital. So what is the general electronic configuration for this alkali metal? It is Ns1. Okay, Ns1. This is same for alkali metals. We can derive the oxidation number for this alkali metals from this electronic configuration. Oxidation number. So oxidation number, for writing the oxidation number, alkali metals are generally, they are electropositive metals. That means they are cations, cationic metals. So we can denote this as M positive, and they can lose their electrons, only one electron in the outermost orbital. They can easily donate this electron, or they easily lose this electron. So because of this release of, or the donation of electron from that valence cell, it is their oxidation number is +1. This is electropositive compound and it is donating 1 electron, so it is +1. Because of releasing or donating, it is denoting this plus, and how many electrons is donating? 1 electron. So the oxidation number for this electropositive compounds in the alkali metals are +1. This is same for all the alkali metals. Next general character for this alkali metals are atomic and ionic radii. Atomic and ionic radii. It is present in the modern periodic table. In the period wise, you can see this by the periods. In the period wise, it is situated in the place of first place. In the first place of the period. So because of this first place of the period, each period, they have largest atomic and ionic radius in this period wise. In the period from the left to right, ionic radii and atomic radii is larger in the alkali metals. When moving from top to bottom of the modern periodic table, or moving from top to bottom, you can see the increase of the number of shell in that elements. So here you have only 2s, but here it is increased the orbital 3s, up to 3s it is 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s. So gradually it is increasing the number of shell in the atom of the particular alkali metals from the top to bottom. So the number of shell is increasing. So atomic and ionic radius also increasing. Why? From the center of the atom, from the nucleus to outermost orbital, so the length is known as atomic and ionic radii. So here in the alkali metals, the number of shell is increasing from so because of due to this increasing the number of shell, the distance from nucleus to the outermost shell or the valence electron, it is increasing. So the distance from nucleus to the outermost shell is increasing. So from the top to bottom of alkali metal, it is increasing the ionic and atomic radius. Next general character of this ionization character of this alkali metal is ionization enthalpy. What is ionization enthalpy? The minimum amount of energy required to remove a loosely bounded electron in an atom is known as ionization enthalpy. In the alkali metals, from the electronic configuration, you know that the electron which is present in the valence shell, it is not a stable one, or it is not a stronger greater stability of electron. Because of this loosely bound electron in the valence shell of each alkali metals, we can easily remove this electron. So we require only some minimum amount of energy to remove this electron which is present in the valence shell. So the ionization enthalpy of alkali metal is it is lowest ionization enthalpy. Comparative with the other element is present in each period, the ionization enthalpy of alkali metals are lower than the other elements in the period. When you go from top to bottom, the ionization enthalpy is decreases. Why it is decreases? Because of increasing the atomic size. So ionization enthalpy is decreases and go to the move down periodic table. So the ionization enthalpy is decreases. Why? Because of the atomic size is increasing. Because of atomic size increasing. So the greater atomic size given the less ionization enthalpy. The number of atomics, the increase in the atomic size, and also the number of shell is increasing. That's why the atomic size is increasing. So when increasing the magnitude of screening effect also, so the ionization enthalpy is decreasing down to the group, it is decreasing. When, this is first ionization enthalpy. First ionization enthalpy is decreases when moving from top to bottom of the modern periodic table, and it is less when getting the second ionization enthalpy of this alkali metals, it require high ionization enthalpy. Why? It need high ionization enthalpy. So it need high ionization enthalpy means it need more energy to remove an electron from the outermost shell. So it require more energy to taking out one electron from the outermost shell. So it need more energy means it is a stable one, or that orbital is more stable one. Okay, it is more stable. The stability of orbital, we learned this, you learned this from the second unit, stability of orbital. Half filled and fully filled orbitals are generally more stable than the unsymmetrical filled orbitals. So the same theory is applicable in the stability of electron, in this ionization enthalpy of this alkali metals. You can see lithium 3. So what is the electronic configuration? Helium 2 and 2s1. This is the electronic configuration of lithium. So we removed one electron by applying one ionization enthalpy. This is called first ionization enthalpy. So in first ionization enthalpy, we removed one electron from the 2s orbital. So how many are present here? Lithium plus, because it's released one electron, it already released one electron, so it's become Li plus. How many electrons are present? 2 electrons. Electrons are present here. So here in the helium, this is 1s2. So in the orbital 1s2. This is completely filled orbital. So when you remove one electron from the completely filled orbital, it is more stable than the unsymmetrical distribution of electron. So because of the stability of this orbital, it requires more energy to remove the electron from the stable orbital. Okay, so the second ionization energy of alkali metals, for all the alkali metal, it is higher than the first ionization energy. We can understand this ionization energy from the electronic configuration of all the alkali metals. So when this alkali metals are release one electron or donate one electron to the other metal, it had become the noble gas electronic configuration. That means it is totally removed. This orbitals are totally removed. So the remaining one, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon electronic configuration is remaining for the alkali metals. So because of the stability of this noble gas electronic configuration, it's the second ionization energy of alkali metals need maximum energy to remove the electron from the noble gas electronic configuration. So it need more energy, maximum energy to remove, but it is difficult to remove the electron from the noble gas electronic configuration. Next character of this alkali metals are hydration enthalpy. So hydration enthalpy means solubility of alkali metals in water is hydration enthalpy. So the metals like lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium have some capability to dissolve in the water. That capacity of dissolving is known as hydration enthalpy. So other than lithium, all the other metals in group 1 is less soluble than the lithium. So lithium is more soluble than other elements in the first group elements. That means from the alkali metal, lithium have more soluble. They has more solubility. Lithium perchlorate, it is 12 times more soluble than the perchlorates like sodium perchloride, potassium perchloride, rubidium perchlorate and cesium perchlorate. Okay, so these salts are less soluble than the lithium perchlorate. The solubility of lithium salt, it is due to the strong solvation of smaller size ion, lithium ion. Lithium ion is a smaller size ion. Because of the smaller size, it has more solubility. Next character, electronegativity. Electronegativity is one of the general character. Here alkali metals contain very less or smaller value of electronegativity along the period. When the alkali metals are reacting with other elements, they can produce the ionic compounds. So because of this formation of ionic halides or ionic compounds, it contains only the less electronegativity. Because of the less electronegativity, it can form the ionic compound with the other elements and they can form the ionic halides also. And the next character, flame color and spectra. And the spectra. Flame color and the spectra. When the alkali metals are mixed or it is moisturized with the concentrated hydrochloric acid. Okay, alkali metals with concentrated hydrochloric acid, and that paste is showing or it is heating with the platinum wire. Heating on a platinum wire. Heating on a platinum wire. In the flame, okay, in the flame, you know that from the heat source we can get the flame. Okay, so from the flame you can show this with this solution with the platinum wire, so you will get some color. Okay, so because of the alkali paste. See this table, 128 page number. Element lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. So the color of the flame, when you treated on the flame with the platinum wire, it can show the crimson red color. Lithium, when you treated with the platinum, when you treating in the flame with the platinum wire, lithium can show the crimson red color in the wavelength or in the visible region 670.8 nanometer, and in the sodium it show yellow color within the range of visible region 589.2 nanometer. In the potassium, lilac color and 766.5 nanometer. In the rubidium, reddish violet color 780 nanometer, and the cesium bluish color and they range 455.5 nanometer in the visible region. The heat in the flame exists that in the valence electron in the higher energy level. They are in the higher energy level. So when you drop back to the actual energy, from the higher energy to the actual energy, this excess energy is emitted as a light, and in the wavelength, the particular wavelength with the particular visible region. Today's session over. Okay, thank you students.